business. Yeah, oh, I'm so conflicted. You came my way, then you went to vicious. Oh, you know my mission, but you make me lose my vision, baby. Oh, need to fix this, but girl, you got me twisted, baby. I need to focus on my business, but babe, I'm addicted. Roll, don't wanna be solo. You know it's a no-go, need to do my promo. I can't help it cause you be on my mind. Yeah, roll, don't wanna be solo. You know it's a no-go, need to do my promo. Baby girl, you on my mind all the time. Hey yo, let's slow the pace. I like a green eyes and the slim of the waist. I know we got time, but I don't wanna waste. I feel like a fly when they kiss me on the face. I ain't got time for the girls that was late, but when they hit my line, that's the shit that you hate. I don't know why I had to bring it to the plate. Girl, you mine, so we gotta set it straight. But if we ain't got trust, speak of nothing. Tore down my walls and the host we built something. When you hear my music, you done told me that it's bumping. Brought each other up, we been giving all the loving. Damn, now that we done and it feeling real life. Cause it be on my mind till the end of the night. And feeling pulled in when you pull up on side. Is what you do to me. You was talking like it crazy, going like it hate me. Though we only dated for a short time, but my feelings never faded. I still need your love, so tell me what you're saying. Oh, I'm so conflicted. You came out way, then you went to vicious. Oh, you know my mission, but you make me lose my vision, baby. Oh, I need to fix this, but girl, you got me twisted, baby. I need to focus on my business, but baby, I'm addicted. Roll, don't wanna be solo, you know it's a no-go. Need to do my promo, can't help it cause you be on my mind. Ay, yeah, roll, don't wanna be solo, you know it's a no-go. Need to do my promo, baby girl, you on my mind all the time. I never cheated on you, I was faithful to you, girl. Know that you ain't a fool, I would give you my whole world. No, I don't need no CC or CT. Hear me if you put this on repeat, baby.
Yo, my people, welcome back to Get Into the Bag Season 2, Episode 8, the final episode of the season. I brought in a special guest. Yo, my friend, can you introduce yourself and let the people of Calgary know who you are?
What up, everybody? My name is Teekay Othello. I'm a 24-year-old R&B / hip-hop / pop artist. I like to make music based on, things that happen with, people's love life, relationships, just life in general with, catchy melodies and hooks. And yeah, I just want to spread my message to the world.
That's really cool, man. So, are you originally here from YYC?
Yeah, I've been here since I was, an infant. So,
You're born
yeah.
here? That's really cool, man. Homegrown talent. Can you let us know, when was that year that you first got into making music and, really fell in love with this craft?
Man, I was, about 9 or 10 years old. I just got really into singing, and I would just, print up lyrics of, whatever was popping on the radio at the time and just, sing it on the way to school on the school bus, and it all started from there.
Yeah, I feel you, man. What kind of artists influenced you and influenced your sound?
It's a whole spectrum, because I grew up on a lot of early 2000s R&B. So artists like Usher, he's a big influence. Chris Brown, Neo, those kind of R&B singers.
Sure.
And then there's also a few hip hop artists in the mix, even a few alternative artists in the mix as well. So pop artists, etc.
That's really cool, man.
Yeah.
So when was that first moment that you created a track and you really outdid yourself and you were like, oh shit, I gotta continue on this journey,
I gotta say, I feel like I had multiple moments like that. I remember I wrote my first song when I was 10, and then I started getting more into writing more original music around my late high school days. And between that time frame, I was doing a lot of covers and I was learning some instruments. But I would definitely say sometime shortly after my high school days, and I was recording more original content, putting stuff out on SoundCloud. It was around then I'm just whoa, I can actually do this and make this my thing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really cool, man. So when you were starting out, what program did you start out on?
I'm not really I'm not really one that knows how to work well with like audio programs and stuff. Like
Okay.
I did dabble a little bit into producing. Like I used to make a few beats
Okay,
back
cool.
when I was like 15, 16 years old, but it was just
Yeah.
off this one website called Audio Tool. So it wasn't really anything like Pro Tools or Logic or anything like that. I'd say my strength has always been like vocals, singing, songwriting, rapping.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So when was that first opportunity that you got to get into like a real studio and like lay down a real track?
It was like back in like 12th grade.
Oh
And
shit, nice.
yeah, I was just I was writing more songs and I was talking to my older sister and she was like, "Oh, my friend has a studio, you should go check him out." And then I went over to his place, recorded a few tracks, and yeah, that was the first time. I was like 17 or something like that.
17.
Yeah.
Was it nerve wracking getting into a studio with like someone that you just met for the first time? Or
Yeah.
did you know him before?
I didn't know him before, so like I was hella nervous. Like I think it took me like a good 2 hours to like finally warm up and like do the damn thing. Yeah.
And like when you were done doing that, was those tracks, did you like end up releasing them or did they just go in the vault and did you get back into studio working and stuff?
Yeah, so some of them were released.
Okay.
Yeah, at the time I was just pushing stuff on SoundCloud, but like I'd say like a good 60% of them were just forgotten about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, like every artist, those forgotten songs, those are albums worth sometimes. But yo, like after you did that, you got a little bit used to recording. Did you take any additional like singing lessons or was it all just based off your passion of singing? Like how did you learn to sing a little bit better?
The singing I gotta say is like 99% self-taught. Like
Nice.
yeah, I've just always been into singing and writing songs. Like I did get like a few, tips and help here and there. Like back in high school I took choir class for 1 year and I learned a few things from that. But, aside from that, like the singing has been almost entirely self-taught.
Yeah, who were you listening to that kind of like influenced your sound? Like you named a couple of artists, but like who was that artist that you really like looked up to and said, yeah, okay, that's a good singer, so I'm gonna keep doing what they doing.
Chris Brown is definitely one of them.
Okay, cool, man.
Yeah, I just feel like he has a really smooth way of just, writing melodies. Ed Sheeran is another one.
Yeah, Ed Sheeran for sure.
Yeah, especially some of his earlier stuff. Like I know a lot of people, they talk down on his name because, he's a very commercial artist, but he has some really good stuff in there. And when Ed Sheeran came up, he was also doing a bunch of rapping stuff as well. So
Yeah.
Chris Brown, Ed Sheeran, and then as for like some of my rapping skills, like Big Sean, he's definitely been very influential to my sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's sick, man. So like your lyric process from when you started to like right now, how have you seen it evolve, bro?
Yeah. The way I wrote lyrics, like back when I was just starting out, like I would just grab a notebook, pen and paper, and just start writing it out. And yeah, like sometimes it would take me days to like finish the song. But like fast forward to just like the past few years, like I'll just type it up on my laptop, write it on my phone. I still might use the notebook here and there, but like usually it'll take me no more than a couple hours to like write a new song. Sometimes it'll happen like 20 minutes.
Yeah, just whenever you're in that moment, you get that
Yeah.
spark, it just comes, right? And that's from years of practice, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So like you put in some work. What was that first song that kind of, hit the waves and people were saying like, yo, bro, that shit was fire. Like, keep going, keep going. Like, what track was that? Do you remember?
I do have a few tracks, like they're not up online at this moment anymore. So
Oh, they're
like,
down now?
Yeah, so I'm not gonna mention like the names of those tracks, but
Okay.
like yeah, there are a few tracks that I released back in 2018 where people were like, yo, like this could be like your actual career. Like you need to keep going. But
Damn,
I'd
that's
say like out of the songs that I do have released, my song Twisted featuring Fatuma. Shout out Fatuma.
Shout out to Tuma, man.
That dropped on the 8th of January of 2021.
Okay.
And yeah, when that came out, like it just went like people hopped on it real quick. And
That's sick.
yeah, gone it's like tons of playlists and like that was like the first time out of the release catalog that I have where I was like, whoa, this is it, you know, like I could actually keep doing
Keep
this.
doing this shit right here. Yeah, man. Did you shoot a video for that song?
I did shoot a video. Yeah.
Who shot your video?
Shout out to Jeff Eason. Yeah. So yeah, I was referred to him from somebody else, and yeah, we just did we were actually supposed to do the video back in December 2020, but you know, because of all the COVID restrictions, we had to postpone that. So we ended up doing the video in like April or May or something.
That's really cool, man.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So like throughout your music journey and when you started, like who are your main supporters? Were they your parents? Or like who supported you the most that you really can like shout out right now?
I can shout out right now. Well, first off, I gotta say, shout out Rebecca Dawn.
Shout out Rebecca
Yeah.
Dawn. Great person.
Shout out Z the Free as well. Shout out John Swan. And just like, you know, any of like my other local artists that I've been working with a lot.
Yeah.
Also shout out my roommates. They've been super supportive as well. And,
That's always good.
Yeah.
Yeah, how about your parents? How did they take you like doing music, man? Like what was the answer to all this?
Ooh, at first they were not on board. Like not at all.
Yeah.
Like it took years to like get them on board. And I don't blame them because, you know, my parents, they're a little more traditional.
Yeah, for sure.
But and you know, they just want me to be happy and to be successful. So they often push academics on me, you know,
Yeah.
growing up. But, you know, as, you know, in these recent years, like with some of the things that I've been doing with my Spotify and just like playlisting and, you know, finding more ways to make money from, you know, doing music, they're like, okay,
Yeah.
we understand now. So they're
Okay.
definitely like much more supportive these days.
Man, that's really
Yeah.
good to hear. So like for the people that don't know, can you explain a little bit on like those things that, you know, those extra things that you've been doing to make money and your playlisting and your Spotify? Can you speak on that a little bit?
Yeah, so yeah, one big thing that I've been working on a lot this year is playlisting, and you know, everyone knows that playlisting is like it's such a strong thing that you can use to like market your music, and it's so influential. There's tons of like huge playlists online, especially on Spotify. So you know, I decided to create my own playlists and, you know, grow them. You know, grow fan bases for them as a way to promote my own music as well as other people's music.
Smart.
Yeah, so I set up some conversion ads. I learned how to do conversion ads. I set them up, got some cool visuals for them, and I just started pushing them just a couple dollars a day. That's all it takes. And then the followers start coming in. Like my most popular playlist, it's titled 2 a.m. Drive. I think as of today has about 3,800 followers.
Nice.
And it's just like based on like,
And just a couple dollars a day, that's all it really takes?
yeah,
Damn. And you're actually seeing engagement.
yeah.
Damn. Okay, cool, man. Cause like I know a lot of people are always thinking like, how much money does it take to like market and stuff, and really to get going, it only takes a couple dollars a day, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. All right, continue on.
Yeah, you know, as long as you got that ad strategy correct, then yeah, it shouldn't be more than a couple dollars a day, really.
That's crazy.
And yeah, like I mainly promote R&B music, hip hop music, a bit of pop music as well. Yeah, a lot of my playlists are based on like, you know, late night vibes, kind of moods. But yeah, I've been growing these playlists, and you know, as they grow, and you know, people come to me and they're like, "Hey, I got this dope song. I think you should put it on your playlist." And then you know, you can also set up your profile on platforms like Playlist Push, Submit Hub, etc. And you can actually make money from getting submissions on those platforms. So at first it starts as a thing to like, you know, get more streams for yourself and other people, but then it turns into a side hustle as well.
Man, that's smart. Man, side hustles are the way to go, especially for independent artists. So that's really smart. Congrats on that, bro.
Thanks, man.
So like now you've been doing that, you've been seeing your engagement go up. Like your playlists, are they transferring to your songs on Spotify? Are you seeing the same engagement there too?
Yeah, definitely. Like, yeah, with the kind of ads that I put for my playlists, I also do this same kind of ads for my songs as well.
Nice.
So like often, you know, when I drop a new song, I'll put it at the top of my playlists, and then I'll also run ads for the song itself. So that way I'm bringing in new listeners from the playlist and just from whoever is scrolling on their Instagram or Facebook. A lot of people say that, like, you know, Facebook is becoming a dead platform, but it's still an excellent platform to promote your music. I highly recommend.
Okay,
So,
cool.
yeah.
And for anybody that wants to see your platform, what is it, bro? Because we're gonna put it right here.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm Teekay Othello. You can find me on Spotify, Apple Music. If you want to check out my playlist, it's all linked on my Spotify. If you want to find my social media, that's Teekay Othello Music for Instagram. I'll spell it out. It's TeekayOthello Music. And then as for TikTok, Twitter, and Facebook, it's just Teekay Othello.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
I want to speak on now a little bit of what you got going on right now. Do you have anything major that you want to speak on right now to let the people know, in case, some people are stumbling upon you, they've never, seen your page, or they don't really know who you are, and they kind of want to know what's going on right now with Teekay Othello. Can you let them know what's going on, bro?
Yeah, so right now I'm planning out a few new releases. I actually got one dropping in just a few days from now. On the 8th of September, I got a song called Violet Dreams dropping. And then from there on, I'm going to be dropping perhaps another single and then another project. Basically, I just want to, continue the momentum that I got going on right now. Yeah.
That's really cool, man. So, you got a track coming out September 8th. Are you
Yeah.
going to be out in the circuits performing anytime soon? Do you have any shows that you want to shout out right now?
Oh, yeah, definitely. So on the September 24th and 25th, Rebecca Dawn and I were going to be doing the Sounds of Science showcase that's going to be taking place with Beakerhead at, I'm forgetting the name, Century Gardens.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, 3 p.m. those days. So, yeah, it's going to be like a really fun set. We're going to be doing like hip hop, R&B songs about, math concepts. It's a little bit educational, but it's still fun.
Dude, that's a
Yeah.
cool take on everything. And
Yeah.
I want to ask, when was that first time that you got on stage? Because I want to know how it all started, because some people, they've been making music, they've never been on stage. It's kind of nerve wracking. So when was that first time you got on stage, and how did you prepare for that?
Yeah, so the first time I got on stage, it was like it was this junior high talent show that we were having. I was only like maybe like 14 or something. And yeah, so my friend and I, we were covering the song Someone Like You by Adele. So we practiced for weeks and weeks. And when I got on that stage, I was nervous as hell, but all that practice really helped everything. So for anyone that's got any gigs coming up, practice. It's so important. It just makes everything so much smoother.
Yeah, for sure, man. So how many shows do you think you've done so far then in total?
It's hard to count.
Over 100?
I would definitely say over 100, maybe over, maybe not over 200, but definitely over 100.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. And have you ever had any obstacles come up when you're performing that you had to get over? I know sometimes maybe the crowd is too loud and you start it starts interrupting your hearing or something, or maybe when you're wearing those earpieces. I don't know if you ever wear those earpieces. It sometimes comes out of sync, something like that along those lines. Have you ever had any obstacle, or someone come run up and take your mic or something, anything like that?
In my experience, nothing too crazy. There has been small technical issues, maybe a track isn't playing the way it's supposed to be, or maybe I pull up to a venue and I'm like, hey yo, let's do a sound check, and they just don't do a sound check and things like that. But for the most part, I've always been able to execute on I'd say a good enough level. But yeah, it all depends on who you're working with. It's always good to make those kind of preparations and just make sure that everything's in line, especially the sound check. I think that's one of the most important things.
Number one thing, definitely, because
Yeah.
that's where everything's coming out of.
Yeah.
Man, I do want to ask you, what is your goal with music right now? If you're looking long term, what's your goal with music?
Long term, I want it to be my full-time career, all the time. Ideally, I would like to be up in whatever nice place I'm living, record a couple tracks, put it online, and the streams just speak for itself, and all the royalties coming in. Whenever I leave my house, it's just to do a show or something music related.
Yeah, definitely. So
Yeah.
let's say fast forward, you're done your music career. What do you want your legacy to say, man? If you were ever gone?
The main message that I want to get out there is that you can do whatever. Can I swear on this?
Oh yeah, go ahead, man. Say whatever the fuck you want to say.
you can do whatever the fuck you want. Like, at the end of the day, like, you can do whatever the fuck you want. It doesn't matter what it is. Like, there's all, like, especially with the times that we're living in right now, there's always a way that you can monetize your skills. And I just feel like, especially with music and, any other type of, like, art form, like, I know that a lot of people, they get talked down to because, other people, they get in their feelings when they see someone, trying to do something creative and brave, and they're like, no, you have to apply practical skills. And I'm just like, no, man. And plus, like, art and music, like, is something that the world needs. So, like,
it's true, man.
You might as well do it. And you can do it in a way that you can make money from it and sustain yourself from it.
Man, those are some good points, man.
Yeah.
And, like, going off that, like, what would you tell someone that, like, wants to do music, but the people around him are saying, nah, music isn't something that's sustainable? Like, what would you tell that little guy?
One, book yourself a studio session. Like, it always makes a difference once you know how that feeling feels once you have your first session. Like, it makes all the difference. Two, get new friends. Get new friends. Like, you can't be having people around telling you, hey, you can't do that. You're not capable of doing that.
Yep.
Those aren't friends. They're just bad people giving you shitty opinions. And they don't know anything because they haven't done it themselves. So get new friends.
Man, those are some good points, man. Because, like, honestly, I've met some people that said, oh, yeah, I was doing music for a bit, but, like, everyone around me told me to stop because it's not something that's going to take me further in life. And I'm like, bro, you ain't even go far. You haven't even took this as far as it can go, It's all about patience. Would you agree that the music is a long-term thing and you really have to have patience?
Yeah, it's definitely a long-term thing for sure. Like, a lot of patience is needed. I know that a lot of artists, they want to drop singles and have one pop off, and as great as that might be, there's still always the chance that you might not be able to sustain yourself after that. So it's definitely good to practice some patience, learn what it takes to build an actual fan base, build that fan base, and you'll always have your foundation, even if you're not a chart topper.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So I did want to ask, like, what do you think goes into, like, breaking through an artist in this day and age right now? Like, what does it take?
I definitely feel like, it takes a lot of consistency. It takes, having somewhat of a social media presence, like minimum somewhat.
Yeah.
It takes just, knowing how to market your music, knowing where your music should be going and things like that.
Yeah, man. That's
Yeah.
really smart. And, like, marketing, is it hard to understand, like, for the people that don't know and, like, they're just rappers, they're just spitting bars, or they're just in the studio singing, and they're like, marketing, shit, I gotta do that. Is it hard to get into? Like is it difficult?
I honestly feel like it really depends on the person. As for myself, like, I've always been a little bit interested in, like, the music business side of things. So, when it came to learning how to advertise and, the playlisting stuff that I've been working on the past several months, like, for me, it's starting to come, like, a little more easy to me, but it really depends on the person. Like, I feel like some people, they have a little bit of trouble picking it up.
Yeah.
But, there's always different ways to market yourself that's, like, suitable for whatever audience you're trying to appeal to, whatever artist is doing the marketing.
Yeah. Yeah, man, that's great. So, like, I had a question because you did say earlier in the conversation that, like, you were learning some instruments or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, what instruments do you play, bro?
Yeah, so junior high school days, I learned how to play piano, ukulele, and guitar. Yeah.
Have you incorporated that into your sound or any of your music right now?
So as for, like, many of the beats that I pick out, like, I often try to find piano-based beats. Like, those are just my favorite. Piano's my favorite instrument. And then as for, like, some of my live shows, like, I've played a little bit of piano and guitar, a little more piano because that's my forte.
Yeah.
But yeah, it really depends on the venue. Like, I've done it at a few cafes, for example. So
Nice, man. Nice.
Yeah.
So when you're picking out your beats, like, what are you looking for in that sound?
I look for something where I can, like, put on, like, a really strong melody with the beat. Yeah, like, I think melodies are so important. Like, lyrics are important too, but, like, if I can't put a melody on an instrumental, then I probably won't do the track.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's facts, though. Melody is what drives the music, right?
Yeah.
Got a little technical difficulty here, producer. Nah, we're good. We're good.
Yeah.
Man, so like now, gotten to know you a little bit. Is there anyone in the city that you want to collaborate with that you maybe haven't collaborated with that maybe we can network right now and get it going?
Yeah. One person in particular that comes up to mind is K the Chosen.
Okay.
I just
K the
feel
Chosen.
like he's a really good rapper. He's got really dope lyrics. He knows how to convey emotion really well in his lyrics, and I just think that he's someone. Like, I just think he's a dope person as well. Like, I've ran into him at like several local shows, and yeah, he's a good artist, and I like to work with him.
Yeah, that's really cool, man. That's got to get set up. We'll see how that goes, man. And
Yeah.
like, yo, so like when you drop a track, you got it going on. How long does it take for you to like promote it? Because, you know, like some people, they drop a track and they're like, okay, I dropped it. Everybody go listen to it, and they forget about it. But you as an artist, I know you know what goes into like promoting and stuff. Like, how long is that process for people that may not know?
The process can be very long. Like, for example, my song Twisted, I dropped back in January 8th, 2021. But like even last year, like in the fall and like, you know, earlier this year in the winter, like I was still, you know, testing out some ads with Twisted. So like it can be as long as a year. Or for example, you know, my song Addicted, the one that I did the freestyle for, I released it this year, February 24th. I ran ads for that song for about 2 to 3 months, but now I'm just promoting it in my playlist.
Yeah.
But like I'd say like when it comes to promoting your song, like just don't ever stop.
Yeah, definitely,
Yeah.
man. That's really good to know. So like, how do you see your sound evolving in, let's say, 5 years from now?
5 years from now, that's a good question. I feel like lately I've been writing lots of pop R&B stuff. I mean, that's generally what my sound is. But I've also been playing around with doing a little bit of Afrobeat style, and I've also been looking into doing some like lo-fi jazz kind of style as well. So yeah, a little bit of jazz, a little bit of Afrobeat.
That's really cool, man.
Yeah.
Now, where do you see your career 5 years from now if you had to look into the future a little bit?
5 years from now, shit, I'm touring around the world.
Shit, man. Ain't that what we all want?
Yeah. Honestly, I haven't done a lot of traveling in my life, but like the first way I want to travel is by touring.
Touring. Where would be the first place that you hit?
I gotta say, I'm thinking probably Brazil, because just going off my Spotify stats, like Brazil has always been one of my top 5 countries since I dropped my track Twisted last year. So
damn, shout out Brazil, man. You got some fans out there. Maybe you got to do a show out there. So would you do a South American tour?
100%.
Yeah, hit my Latin people. You got to go to Guatemala,
Yeah.
bro. Nobody goes there. So
Word.
you got to hit it, bro.
I'll touch
you promise?
Guatemala.
All right, bro.
Promise.
Y'all heard it, man. Y'all heard it. That's a promise. I'll let my peeps know, man. Yo, man. So is there any last words that you want to tell the people of Calgary? Because right now is the time to.
Yeah, I'm just gonna reiterate some of the stuff that I said earlier.
100%.
Like, yeah, if you're sitting on, you know, making music, you know, creating art, putting content online, just do it. I just think it's so good for your soul, and there's tons of ways that you can market yourself and monetize your skills. Like, I just think it's a wonderful thing. You're doing yourself a service. You're doing the world a service. Just do it. Believe in yourself.
Cool, man. And then there's some upcoming tracks for everybody to be on the lookout. Is
Yeah.
there any music videos that people are going to be on the lookout for?
Yeah, 100%.
Cool,
So,
man.
my song Violet Dreams, which is dropping September 8th, you can expect an anime music video and an actual music video.
That'll be sick.
And I got some other tracks coming up as well. There's Dreaming in Love, which is going to be a few weeks after Violet Dreams. And you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to say it. My sequel project for Love Letters 2, is going to be dropping in October. So,
Damn.
Yeah.
Is that an exclusive? Did you just tell everybody right now?
I guess I just told everybody.
Damn.
Yeah.
YYC Hip Hop Daily exclusive. Y'all heard it first here, man. That's crazy, man. Everybody gonna be on the lookout for that. I do have to add on a little something before we get off here today, man. I want to get to know you just a little bit more, man.
Yeah.
What are you bumping right now on your Spotify so people could check out, man? What's the vibe right now?
The vibe right now, I feel like mostly I've just been listening to my own playlists because, like,
Why
you
not,
know,
right?
Yeah, like I said before, I get like a ton of submissions like all the time. So I'm always just bumping my playlist, and it just has like a good rotation of like a lot of independent hip hop and R&B artists. So I definitely recommend. 2 a.m. Drive has about 3,800 followers. Also check out Love Vibes, that has about 2,000 followers. Downtown City Vibes, that has about 800 followers. You can find them all on my Spotify artist profile, or you can just search them up.
Cool, man. Yeah, everybody go search that up. I got a couple more questions for you, my bro. What's your favorite anime show? If you had to choose only one right now.
Right now, it's hard. Well, one that I've been really fond of lately is Fruits Basket.
Okay. Is that on Netflix?
I don't think it's on Netflix. I had to like create an account on Funimation or something just to watch it.
But it's fire?
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. That's cool. All right, everybody go check out that show.
Yeah.
Last question for you, my bro. What's your favorite brand of clothes?
Favorite brand? I don't really have a favorite brand, honestly.
Yeah. Just whatever's fly?
Yeah, like I'll just walk through the store, and if I like it, then I'll just cop it. Like,
Cool.
Yeah, I honestly don't. Well, I got this from Simon's, but I don't even know what brand it is.
It's just fire.
Yeah, the same goes for the rest of my stuff, except for my Timbs.
Yeah, definitely, man. All right, cool, man. Y'all heard it here. Yo, one last thing, though. Do you have any life advice for the people at home that you could give out a little before we get off?
Life advice. Yeah, just keep your head up, stay strong, stick to your values. 100%, always stick to your values. Make sure that you got like a good circle of people around you. If you don't like your day job, quit. Trust me. Might sound like bad advice to some people, but like it makes all the difference. Like
It does.
if your day job is serving you well, and if it's something that can actually energize you throughout the day, then stick with it. But if it's not doing those things, find something else. And whatever big dreams, goals, and aspirations you have, chase them.
Chase them.
Yeah.
Facts, man. Thank you for coming out today. That's Teekay Othello. I'm mixed by Ferno. This is YYC Hip Hop Daily. That's season 2, my people. I'll see you in season 3.